Let's go down to family right now. And also life. I think these two are kind of integrated together. Family and life. Last 1 year, your perspective, any new revelation to encourage all of us?
Well, I recently wrote an article. I'm not sure whether it's going to be published yet, okay, because it's a pretty sensitive article. But in that particular article,
I'm surprised if they ever publish it, but anyway.
Well, let's see.
Let's see.
Yeah, but in that article, I shared something very personal. I have a family member, of course, I don't want to say exactly who, just to maintain the privacy. Yeah, but I have a family member that had been unwell since 2 years ago, and this person needs to do what we call peritoneal dialysis. There are two kinds of dialysis, kidney dialysis. One is hemodialysis, which is the one that we're all very familiar with. That's the one that we go to NKF, and we see people doing it. Peritoneal dialysis is basically water dialysis. You do it at home. But regardless, a person who goes through dialysis will have a shortened lifespan.
It's very painful, right?
Not as bad as hemodialysis, but basically there will be some days that are good, some days not so good. But the point here is that dialysis doesn't cure a person. Dialysis just simply sustain the life long enough, hopefully long enough, until the patient gets a transplant.
I see.
Right. In fact, the condition is deteriorating, right? Or for a person who goes through dialysis, this guy is not getting well. We're just slowing the death of this person. But one thing is for sure, anyone that goes through dialysis, they can become weaker and weaker and weaker. And a lot of things this person may not be able to do, like traveling anymore. And this year, this loved one of mine went for a major operation. And in a way, that caused me to reflect over many things. Right? One of the things which I shared earlier is, I go to the hospital, I see so many people being sick. I see the hospital beds, people who are our age, not only just look older than us, sicker. Some of them, they don't have their legs, wheelchair. I told myself I don't want to be like them when hopefully I will never ever be like them. And that's why I become a lot more intentional.
I see.
But the other perspective, of course, is that I don't have as much time as I would. Life is very uncertain, and I will never know whether this loved one will ever get a kidney transplant, right? And because time is limited, I want to spend as much time as possible to build memories. So the one thing that I've done this year, in fact, since 2 years ago, is I try to travel more. I don't like to go for holidays.
Because 你工作狂, right?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, and then you keep answering questions, email, phone call, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, and like today, I thought it was just a simple lunch and I gonna do work. So I used to only travel once a year. Nowadays, I try to go for 3 to 4 times of holidays.
How long are the trips?
Usually not too long. Each time maybe 5 days to a week, because can't travel that long anyway. I think last year I did 4. This year, if I recall correctly, we are probably going to do 3. The one I'm going tomorrow is the 3rd one.
Sure.
Yeah, and next year, hopefully we have time to do a bit more. Of course, it's going to cost a lot more money. It will take me away from work. But given that you never know when this person cannot travel anymore, that decision is worth it. So I realize the importance of building memories with our loved ones. Sometimes, we always get a question, Lu, like, okay, if you don't have time, if you have been told by the doctor you're going to die in 1 month's time, what would you do, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes it's not about you. Sometimes it's about your loved ones.
Oh, I see.
Right? You can have plenty of time.
Yeah.
Today, if I change the question around, right, and I ask you, your parents still around?
Yes, one of them.
Yeah. So if I ask you, right, let's say today, the doctor tells you that one of your parents only have got 1 month left.
Oh.
What would you do?
Yep.
Right? So it's not just about you, it's about the people that you love and you care about. They might not have time. You might have time, but you might not have time. So I think this year, that is another reflection that I have.
Let's looking backwards, okay? Looking forward for 2025, what is something a setting for yourself as a goal, and in terms of all these aspects we talk about, like you're going to run instead of 2 days, 3 runs a day, now you're going to make it 5 days, 4 runs a day, like something like that.
Okay, so I think my health regime is quite good already. It's just that I need to do progressive overload. Progressive overload means that over time, I hope to be able to carry a bit more heavier, because then you build muscle, man. You cannot just keep on to 10, 12 kg, right?
Yeah.
And then when you run, I hope to be able to run slightly longer, but the regime won't change very much. I hope to be able to have that discipline to maintain my health regime, right? Because it's all about discipline. So that's the health part. The family part, like I say, if I can go for that 3 to 4 holiday that I planned for, I think that would be great. In terms of business, well,
Triple the size of the company.
no, not triple.
Okay, double. Enough.
If I double, I'll die. Yeah, I mean,
buy over all my companies.
It's easy to grow.
Yeah.
Right. But the biggest problem with growth is maintaining the culture and the DNA. Right. So I think we have grown quite a bit over the last 3 years, and we will continue to grow. But I think for next year, we are focusing on deepening the work that we offer to our clients. We think that we add a lot of value, but we need to communicate that value. I mean, nowadays, there are a lot of platform services provider that offer things at a very, very low cost, or even for free. DIY or even for free, right?
Yeah.
And for us to survive, we must be able to show the value add, right? And so that's something that we are doing. We have been doing, but I think next year we want to communicate that more. But the one thing that I've been working on the last 4 years and I'll continue to work on is succession.
I see.
I'm not going to retire soon.
Yeah, that's right. But you're now CEO, is it?
Yeah.
So you're gonna next jump is you can be promoted to chairman.
Senior CEO.
Chairman.
No, I don't want.
Yeah, chairman.
Yeah, okay, no, I'm already a chairman of my board. Yeah.
Yeah.
But one day when I retire,
no.
No, at this present moment, my desire is when I retire. Yeah, because at least it's my desire. I don't want to be around to give the new CEO pressure, right? They should make their own decision.
You can be like, minister mentor, like Prime Minister, ex-Prime Minister, Minister mentor.
Yeah.
Is there such thing called CEO mentor?
I mean, I can call myself anything, but I prefer to do it outside. At least I don't want to be paid. And I don't want to be in a company. You can always come to me, and if you want my opinion, I don't have to charge you for it. So there's no stress to anyone. I want to do something different. But well, that's not next year. But what I'm trying to say is that
you lay the foundations for it.
Yeah, because succession takes time. Right? And we have a 10-year succession plan, which started 4 years ago.
I see.
So next year, we are going to focus a lot. We're going to continue the effort to continue to develop our next line of leaders, preparing them to be ready to take over when the seniors leave.
You sound like our ex-Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong looking for a Lawrence Wong. Have you found a Lawrence Wong?
We have a team of people that we can choose from.
Team of Lawrence Wong.
That we can choose from.
Okay.
I mean, I learned a lot from the government in succession, but of course, I mean, we don't have as much as a talent pool as our government, right? Yeah, because they got money. Yeah, so we are a mid-sized company. But yes, the one thing that I have learned from the government is we need to prepare our succession. It cannot be something like you want to retire in 2 years' time, then you look for your successor. It's a bit too late. So we started our succession planning since 4 years ago. I think it's very important because that gives assurance to the clients.
I see. That there's continuity.
Yes.
There is that as client, your money and your wealth is safe with us.
Yes.
The machine keeps running.
And most importantly, I mean, clients chose us because of who we are, our DNA, what we believe in, our philosophy.
Not just because of Chris Tan.
Yes. And I think clients wants to know that the DNA will remain, right? And that's the most important thing. And it's the hardest actually to be able to impart DNA, because it starts from bringing the right people, developing them, sharing the heartbeat, making sure these people catch that heartbeat, and then be able to live it out, right? So that takes time. And so over the next, it's a 10-year, right? I said, so 4 years have passed. Got now 6 more years to continue work on it. It doesn't mean that 6 years we retire, but 6 years later. Yes,
government school you. Yes, we'll retire at 67.
No, I'm not.
70.
No, the retire wrong spelling. It's not retire.
And it's what?
It's retyre.
Retire.
Change tire. Okay, which means do something different. So I'm not going to sit down and do nothing.
Make the new tire for yourself.
Yes. So
run a new journey.
Yes, that's right. Okay, so cannot retire. It'll be a waste to retire, but you can retyre, right? But it doesn't mean that 6 years time is going to happen. It's just that, well, we want to know that in 6 years' time, if we want to, and it is the right time, then we are ready, and the team is ready, and the client, they also know who are the new generation. They feel assured.
And the work must start now.
The work started 4 years ago.
I see. Wow, it's a company with great vision. Okay, as a very small client of Provident, I feel we are very happy with such a company.
Don't feel bad. We are okay to make you a bigger client. Don't feel bad.
It's not like
Yeah, no, don't feel bad. I will get a client advisor to help you become a bigger client.
I saw all their client size. I feel that I'm a wrong client. Yeah.
Yeah lah. I mean, you have so much. Don't be so
The
kiam-siap lah.
imaginary money,
Give us a bit,
Zimbabwe dollar or something
give us a
like that.
bit more lah.
Any advice for our 1865 fans, that about next year, right? I know you don't want to talk about how markets will go and all this kind of thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know how to talk.
Yeah. Okay, but most importantly, but any general, a good advice you want to give everybody for 2025?
Well, I think we have always been saying the same thing. Firstly, focus on the long term. I mean, if you need money in the short term, set aside money in the short term and put them into correct instruments that doesn't have so much volatility. If you need the money, you can take out anytime. But otherwise, if you are investing for the long term, I mean, don't worry about what's going to happen to the world, because over the last decades or so, I mean, there have been natural disasters, presidential elections, geopolitical risks, wars, rumors of wars,
Virus.
pandemics,
Yeah.
and all that. I mean, every time people say this time is different, yes, of course, every time a crisis is different. But the one thing that drives the returns of the stock market has always been consistent, and that's profitability, right? So as long as you are invested in a diversified portfolio of companies, some will die, some will survive, companies continue to make money, your returns will come. So focus on the long term. Don't worry about the short term. The second thing that I think Provident we always say is that first make life decisions before financial decisions. Your money decisions must follow your life decisions, not the other way around, right? We should not first make money decisions like, we don't start making decisions like, I want to buy that big car. I want to buy that big house.
Sure.
Nothing wrong buying a big house and nothing wrong buying the big car. But when you make that decision, the question is for what? So that for what is the life decision. So start with first deciding the for what. What is it that will really make me happy? What is it to me will make my life meaningful? What are the things that I want to do that will impact others? Once you make those decisions, then yes, then you make the money decisions to enable your life decision. And that makes more sense, right? Yeah. So after I make those decisions, buying a bigger car may not make sense anymore, right? Because I don't really need a big and expensive car. Nothing wrong. I mean, if you need it, go and get it. And if you can afford, go and get it, right? If my life decision doesn't require me to stay in a big house, then yeah, maybe I don't need to do that, right? But if you need it, absolutely nothing wrong.
Then the money will guide.
That's right.
That's right. The life will
The
guide
money will follow, right?
Ah.
Follow. Like, for example, I mean, yes, we joke about your summer palace in JB. Now, of course, you bought it, you can afford it. It's not going to create a dent, but you had a reason why you wanted it, right? And it's totally nothing wrong. No one should say that, hey, last time you preached HDB, now how come you go and stay in a landed? Nothing wrong. We don't want to judge people. It's not as if people who stay in private property are all very, very superficial, they will, yeah, it's not like that, right? But you first decide your life decision, and at Provident, we say your life decisions are your non-negotiable life goals. Otherwise, we call it the Ikigai goals. Ikigai means doing the daily things that you do that is worthy, right? So these are all these things, then adjust your financial decisions to support your life decision. The last thing I will say when it comes to money is the only way to first make life decision and then have your financial decision support a life decision is that you must have a heart of contentment. And it's not new, and people have heard me say this. It's like, Chris, you're repeating this again and again and again.
It's very difficult to do.
It's very difficult.
Very difficult to do.
Right? So contentment, again, is not a passive acceptance of things. It's not bopian. It is not, I accept life as it is. Because if that is who you are, then you're adopting the philosophy of mediocrity. That means, I just accept as it is. I know, I don't care. Right? So contentment is not passive acceptance. It is an active pursuit of what is most important for you, knowing that you cannot have everything in life. So you need to sit down and take time and ask yourself, what are the non-negotiable things in life that I must have? And once I have these things, then it's okay that I don't have the rest of the thing. That is what contentment is all about. When we sit down and we think and we know what is most important for us, then we can make life decisions, and then we adjust our financial decisions to support that life decisions. And if part of that financial decision is investment, then use an approach that gives you the highest probability of success. And the highest probability of success is exactly what we have spoken about just now. Don't worry about short term, think long term. Most people that I know that try and speculate in the short term, they don't do as well as people who invest long term, right? So these are the three areas I encourage you to do. And I wish you success and I wish you the best of health.
Wow, thank you. That's again like super words of wisdom. So this is Chris Tan, Providence CEO. And don't forget, he also have a daughter company called Haven
Haven.
as well. They help everybody in their insurance, just
Thank you. Thanks for the shout out.
please, it's an incredible, we did videos on it before, go watch them. But most importantly, you remember all his sharing, and wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Okay, thank you. Okay, thanks, Chris.
Thank
Okay,
you,
thanks,
guys.
Chris. Okay, thank you. Goodbye.